Did you know that a genuinely healthy product could still be the wrong fit? That is why one client gets an amazing results and another gets nothing. And you're left second guessing recommendations that you believed would help. Most people blame the product or themselves, but very often the missing piece is this. Healthy does not automatically mean compatible, and compatible does not always mean first. The product was not the miracle. The match was. In this video, I'm going to show you why copying someone else's success can backfire and how I used body feedback to find the real starting point during my own health crash and what needs to happen before choosing the product so your recommendations can become clearer and your outcomes more predictable. You've probably seen this happen. Someone suddenly has more energy. They're sleeping better. Their digestion improves. Something they have struggled with for years finally started moving in the right direction. And almost immediately someone says, "What are you taking? What was the product? Can I get that too?" But they are looking at the results. They are not seeing the process that created it. One person gets an amazing result, another person gets no result. And suddenly you're wondering what happened. Was it the product? Was it the recommendation? Or was something important missing? Let me show you what I mean. When my health crashed many years ago as a single mom, people assumed I found some magical thing. I did not. There were many possible directions: stress, sleep, digestion, hormones, thyroid, blood sugar. Every direction sounded reasonable. Everyone could connect to the symptoms. Each had solutions attached. That is exactly where guessing begins. You look at the symptom, you hear someone else's success story, you find a recommendation online, and you choose a direction. I could have done that too. I have a background in clinical nutrition, herbs, foods, oils. I have plenty of information, but information was not the missing piece. The symptom did not automatically tell me where to start. So instead of choosing first, I used the method to compare the possible starting points and identify what my body was prioritizing. In my situation, the feedback that my body was giving me to determine if it was stress, if it was sleep, if it was digestion, if it was hormones, if it was thyroid, then I compared possible supports and confirmed what fit my body at that time. I was using body feedback to determine which direction made sense to support first. And that order matters. Priorities first, possible supports next. Compatibility confirmed after that. After decades in wellness, helping thousands of people, I've learned that experience can become its own trap. I'm going to give you an embarrassing example. This actually happened with one of my kids. They had a sunburn. And because I'd seen it so many times before, my brain immediately said, I know what this is and I know exactly what to use. So I skipped a step. I went straight to the solution. We leaned on what worked before. We leaned on what we knew was familiar. And in that situation, what I chose made things worse, like really worse. I assumed, I skipped verification. And it reminded me of something I learned many years ago. Experience does not remove the need for verification. Verification removes the doubt. Healthy does not always mean compatible, and familiar does not automatically mean right for today. I think one of the most expensive questions of wellness is, what is the best product? Because the best product for who, for what, and when? Those details matter a lot. Think about a size 8 shoe. It's not a bad shoe. It's only a bad fit if your foot size is a 10. The shoe is not wrong. The match is wrong. That is how I think about products, protocols, and recommendations. And if your testing sometimes feels inconsistent or you're not completely confident that you trust the feedback, I have a free training linked below this video, and it walks you through the pre-check that most people miss before relying on the result. What I want you to notice is this. The product comes after the priority. The support comes after the priority. The recommendation comes after the body's priority. Then the fit gets confirmed, verified. This is why two people with what looks like the same problem can need completely different support. And this is why I get frustrated when people ask, what was the thing you used? Because they are still looking at the result. I'm looking at the process that made that result happen. Years ago, I worked with someone who struggled with really low energy for a long time. They tried a lot of things, good things, things that helped other people, things that came highly recommended. But once we identified what their body's priority was and found the right match, their energy shifted enough that people around them started asking, what are you taking? What product is that? Where can I get it? Because everyone assumes the product was the miracle. The product happened to be the right fit for that body at that time for that specific reason. Take that same product and give it to 10 other people, and you will likely get 10 very different experiences. We want the quick fix, the easy answer. I totally understand that. But to make the next step more predictable, you need to know three things. Where does the body need support first? What actually supports it? And what could be interfering? That is why last year's miracle could become this year's villain. Bodies change, priorities change. What supported you or your client before might not be what is needed first today. The goal isn't finding the best product. The goal is finding the best next step. And that is very different because healthy doesn't mean compatible, and compatible doesn't always mean first. Instead of beginning with the product, the protocol, or the recommendation, we begin by verifying, confirming. Where do we start? What supports? What interferes? So the next step becomes super clear. It's easy, it's confident, and much more predictable. As a practitioner, a product seller, or someone who plays a role in another person's wellness, this really matters a lot because you're not just trying to suggest something healthy, you're trying to help someone make the best next move with less guessing, less second guessing, and more confidence in the recommendations you make. If you're ready to see this process more clearly, I created a free preview of my best-selling book, Wellness is Your Business. You will also receive the companion guide, a practical tracking resource, and a live demonstration video where I show you the important pre-check most people miss. And I walk you through the method in action using a hair test. It's a simple way to see what is possible before choosing the next product, protocol, or recommendation. You can access everything for free through the link below this video and send this to the person who always asks, what are you taking? Because the product is only part of the story. I'll see you in the next video. Don't forget to hit subscribe.